But she won't. The kind of woman that only wants you around when they need something. Now, since there's no more beer here and the geek forgot to buy some, I'm heading out. So hold my calls until I return. Bye. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's what's cool on radio.
Well, apparently teachers have had enough. Since March, schools in West Virginia, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Arizona, Colorado, and North Carolina have either been shut down or turned into sites of resistance because teachers are unhappy. They're unhappy because they have poor pay, they have increased health care costs, and diminished pension plans. That's the same problem as the rest of the country. Yet Harvard and their Harvard Business Review think teachers are being treated unfairly. Not the rest of us, but teachers. And in Kansas, teachers are threatening to strike because their legislature continues to fund schools at a level that the state Supreme Court has deemed unconstitutional. Supreme Courts, whether it be in the state or the federal Supreme Court, are a little bit out of hand lately. And I'll admit, I don't know the Constitution of Kansas. A level of funding, the amount of funding that goes towards public education shouldn't really be a constitutional issue. That should be a legislative issue. The legislature of a state determines how much money they want to put towards their public schooling. That depends on how many taxes they get. That depends on how many students they have. Yet the teachers, who Harvard is saying, we don't treat like professionals anymore, as if anybody is treated like a professional anymore. Harvard's lamenting that these teachers are being treated unfairly, and the teachers are complaining that they're not being taken care of. The teachers, and the students don't get enough funding. It perplexes me because I sit here as a person who watches what is going on and comments about it. It perplexes me that teachers stay in the public education system and they're accredited, right? These teachers are they not licensed to be teachers? Don't they have degrees to be teachers? If that's so, why don't they just become freelance teachers, start their own classes, charge per student, no federal funding, no state funding, directly charge per student, pick the age group they want to deal with, and teach them in all the facets of the suggested curriculum. They can decide the size of their class, what students they take. This way the teachers don't have to have troublemakers because they're part of some system that has to take them. If they want more money, become independent. Don't think because you're a government employee that you should get paid more when you're probably paid better than a lot of us. Sure, you're not paid the rates of the millionaires and the billionaires and the CEOs and the presidents of organizations and companies. Sure, you're not paid that much. Not many of us are. But when we hear about teachers who are unhappy with their working conditions, unhappy with their pay rate, unhappy with their pension plans, and insurance has skyrocketed since Obamacare, I say, welcome to the class, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, you're feeling the pinch that the rest of us feel. And because you're a union worker, you think you deserve more for what you do. And when we have such low scores in math and reading comparatively to other countries and how much we already pay per student, which is the very tip top per student in the world we pay in, but we get results in the 30 range, in the 20 range. So I say, you don't deserve a pay raise. If I don't deserve a pay raise, if somebody else who works at their job and is suffering through the same conditions that you are suffering, increased health costs, not enough pay, start your own education business. Become a freelancer. Do it that way. Then you can control the rate of pay that you make. You can control the size of your class. You can control the students that you get. Oh, is that bad? Is that bad that we should be able to determine who we work with when it's our business? When it's our own business, I mean, that's one thing the Supreme Court, I guess, did properly. You can claim religious freedom for not making a cake. Why can't I claim personal freedom for not having to deal with certain people? We pick and choose our friends, don't we? Shouldn't we be able to pick who we do business with, who we allow to educate, who we mentor? I mean, that's a novel idea, I suppose. Being able to make a choice on who we deal with on a daily basis. Oh, that's discrimination. People discriminate between the foods they eat on a daily basis, who's their friends. The only thing you can't really discriminate that we're forced into dealing with on a personal level is the family members we have. But you can discriminate on if you interact with those people. But the teachers are unhappy all over the place. Doesn't matter, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Chicago, Seattle, they're all underpaid. The police are underpaid. The firemen are underpaid. The guy working at the paint shop is underpaid. How about instead of asking for more financial help towards health care, asking for more money put into pension plans, instead of doing all that, why don't we just reduce taxes so we can keep more of the money we make? Why, if you are unhappy as a teacher, don't you freelance? Try something new. This is a new business opportunity that I'm handing out to all the teachers out there who are unhappy, and they're good teachers, the good teachers. You go out there and you start a freelancing education school. Maybe you freelance for homeschooling. You go around and you teach a kid for a few hours, then you go to another place and teach another kid for a few hours. Hey, you won't be there when there's another mass shooting because you'll be freelancing, so you'll be safe that way. And if you get to pick and choose the students you work with, and the parents pay you directly for educating their kid, I'm willing to bet that the education scores will go up for a lot of people. And the ones that can't keep up are the ones that never can keep up. All people may be created equally. All that means is we're born naked and we start off the same way. From there on out, it changes. And equality changes with that. Mentalities, behavior, parenting. We can't help it that there's really crappy parents out there that develop really crappy kids. I don't even know how to solve that problem. You can't talk them into not making children, not having offspring. You can't do that. You can't force them into not having offspring. But I think it's a novel idea. It's a new step. We've got to be creative in this modern world. Go out if you're unhappy as a teacher working in the public school system. Go out and freelance yourself. If you're a good teacher, people will not only hire you to educate their kids, you'll make great money doing it. Far more than working for a government agency. You'll be able to make enough money to create a nest egg that no pension could ever duplicate. That's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Are teachers underpaid? Probably. Is health insurance skyrocketing because of Obamacare? Damn right it is. Are pension plans diminishing and going away? Damn right they are. What should you do about it? Well, from the humble John Lebang, you should freelance. Start your own education company. Isn't that what a college is these days? They're not an institution. They're a freaking company. That's why they charge so much, these bloated rates, to educate your children. And then we'll get the politicians. This has got to fit in with this. Get the politicians to stop taking our tax money and putting it into a public education system that fails on a daily basis. The cost per child to educate them is one of the highest on the planet. Yet, here in the United States, our English, our math skills, our science skills are lacking in every category. So we're not getting the return for what we're putting into the education system. So for the teachers to want more money, have better insurance, better pension plans, which nobody's got pension plans, or hardly anybody does these days. Again, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Maybe some teachers do. Maybe some educators do. And that's why I'm giving them the idea of becoming freelance educators. Promote homeschooling and say you'll come and homeschool the kid for the parent. For a fee, of course. For a fee, of course. And see if you don't get better pay, better work environment, better long-term financial care, and you'll be able to buy the best health insurance if you do it right, if you're a good educator. Now, if you're one of the scumbags like we have down here in my town, who strike for any reason, who walk out on the kids because it's more important to protest than to educate the kids, then you're not going to make that kind of money. And that's why you're like these people here who are protesting how much they make, how bad insurance has become, and how bad the pension plans are these days. So with that being said, folks, we've got to get on out of here. That's right, another 60 minutes down the drain. Thank you for listening. Thank you to all of our affiliate stations carrying The John Lebang Show. Please go to our website. That's www.jlebang.com. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, and for some of you, that's in the next hour. This is John Lebang, signing off for now from the Banger Studios.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Tune in again next week. Same time, same space, same station.
Resistance